Hello everybody and welcome back to Cammie's Cuticles. Today I'm going to be sharing a very special video. I'm going to be working on my practice hand. This here is Susanna. She is my wooden practice hand. She's my main practice hand. I have two practice hands. I have a silicone and then this wooden one. I like this wooden one a lot because the fingers are very movable and the nails are pretty big, so I can have a lot of surface to where I can work with, and it has tips that I can use that I can just pull off and put back on at ease, just like that. You can see there's the nail. I crafted the nail and it's got like a little plastic nail that I just pull out, and then I put the artificial nail on top. So I had already prepped this hand to actually do another type of look, but then I ended up getting some things in the mail from Beetles. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with this base gel. Like I said, I was going to originally do like a springtime look, but I wanted to go for something different. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this. I had already dipped my nails in the dip powder that I had used in my last video. So I can actually just go ahead and put the gel on top of the dip just for a quick transition. As you can see there, I lifted the fingers to point upwards, so the gel actually ended up falling and creating some gaps, so I had to redo it. Alright, so now it's time to put this in the lamp. I'm going to be doing this off camera in this video to save some time. Alright, and now my nails are prepped and ready for some gel application. So I'm going to start off with a black base coat. I'm going to be painting all of the nails black. So I'm using all of the polishes from Beetles. You can get Beetles either straight from their website or you can get them from Amazon. So this is 945, which is one of their black colors. And I like this one because it's actually a little bit thicker than some other gels that I have that are black. So I like it because it gives you a nice full coverage. And since the look I'm going to be using today, I'm going to be putting stuff on top of the black, I need the black to be able to be completely and utterly opaque so that I can put stuff on it and I don't want it to be sheer. So this is a very good gel for me to use for that type of application. And as you can see, the black turned out very black, not very sheer, very opaque, and perfect for what I want to do today. So now it's time to put this in the lamp. So here is just my black base I'm going to be working with. As you can tell, the black dried very nicely. So now I'm going to go in with another a Beetle gel polish in the color 320. So the cool thing about this polish is that it's super sparkly. Look at all the sparkle. It's so pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and put a coat of that on. Now, when I got this stuff in the mail, I actually wasn't sure what I wanted to do with this look. And then I started applying the gel polish and I was like, this looks like a galaxy type thing. So I was like, let me do a galaxy look. So the cool thing about this gel polish is that it's actually a cat eye gel polish. So all of the glitters in here are actually magnetic. And even just like this, it's pretty. So what I'm going to do is grab this magnet, and as you can see, the colors shift. You can see some hues of blue and pink. And with the magnet, when I move the magnet around the nail, the glitter inside of it moves around to however you want to have it. I was just playing around with it. I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I was more so fascinated by how pretty it looked and how cool it is. Like, look at that. That is so cool. It's amazing what things can come inside of these little bottles of polish. And I don't know who came up with the whole magnetic glitter, but they're kind of geniuses. So I'm just going to continue playing around with it, just seeing what I can do, if I can do anything with it. And then somehow, I guess the more I was playing with it, the pink glitter kind of went somewhere. I'm not sure where it went, but it kind of went away. So I keep trying to make it come back and it just wasn't working. I was just moving around the blue glitter and I was like, what happened to the pink? And then there's some pink still there, but for the most part, the pink just kind of disappeared. Maybe it went into a crevice or something that I couldn't quite get to. I wasn't really sure. So I went ahead and put in the lamp. So even though it's still pretty like this, I decided to go ahead and put another coat of this on there to try and get the pink to show. This camera really doesn't do this justice because it's really pretty in person. So I'm just going to put another coat of this cat eye polish on. And then I'm going to move it around a little bit with the magnet, just a little bit so that none of the colors actually disappear. See, now I'm able to have the pink show up. So now that I have it to where all of the colors are showing, we're going to go ahead and pop that in the lamp. And look at that shine. It's so pretty. And I really like how the glitters aren't dispersed, like just bunched up like some other glitter polishes are, but these are perfect. So now I'm going to actually try my hand at nail art. I'm going to be using this white polish, the 940, which is also a Beetles gel polish. And then I'm going to use this nail brush. And this nail brush is also from Beetles. So like I said, once I saw how the polish applied onto the nails, I figured that I could do a cool galaxy look. So my first idea was to do planets. And let me tell you, I am not very good at nail art. I can barely draw stick figures, so me wanting to do planets was kind of a stretch. So I tried to start off with just a simple, like half circle type thing to start off with the planet. And what I wanted to do like actual planets and then try and draw the ring around the planet. But I couldn't figure out how to make the ring around the planet, like make it look like it's going around the planet, if that makes sense. Like I could put it on top and then I couldn't figure out how to get the angle correctly to make it look like it's going behind the planet. So as you can see, I'm just drawing on the white. I'm just trying to do light strokes because, like I said, I'm new with nail art. I don't really know how to do nail art that well. And this is just a simple circle. So I wanted to try and get it as perfect as possible. But I kept kind of going too much around the edges. But I was like, I'm gonna keep trying. I'm just gonna keep going around the edges and going around the edges and trying to make them nice and neat. And so as you can see, I kind of got frustrated and I took a break. I came back and I was like, okay, let's keep going. Because I just couldn't figure it out. Didn't know what was wrong. So I took a breather and then I came back. So once again, you see me going around the edges and I keep going outside of the edges and I can't seem to make like a nice crisp circle. I'm not sure if it was the way I was holding the brush, or maybe I was putting too much pressure, or maybe there's too much gel polish, but I just couldn't make it do the thing. So I'm trying to fix it. Just couldn't get it to work. And as I keep going around the edges, I keep making my circle bigger and bigger, which I was starting to see, and I was starting to get frustrated. And then I kept making it flat on one end and I couldn't quite make it round. So I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm gonna wipe this. I'm gonna wipe it around. I'm gonna see if I can fix it. And of course, I'm just using my handy dandy Bounty paper towels. And now I'm back at it again. I'm gonna try and fix it. I was determined to make it as perfect as possible. And I hated it. So I wiped it all the way off. And of course, since this gel is going to be a little sticky, so you have to use some type of alcohol or something to make it not sticky. And there we go. Now the surface is nice and clean again, like nothing ever happened. And now we're going to try again. And like I said before, I am not a professional nail tech. I do this more so for fun as a hobby. And I like to see myself getting better. So of course I'm always trying new things. So I'm never going to be perfect. And I wanted to include this in this video to show that I'm definitely not perfect and that I kept trying. And if you're trying to do nails or nail art like me, it's always important to not give up, but to just keep trying. If you have an idea in mind, you can keep trying or try and change it to make it better or to suit your liking. So I got frustrated again. I sprayed the whole entire nail and I wiped it off again. Because I couldn't understand. But like I said, I'm going to keep trying until I get it the way that I like. It's always important to not give up. You can take a break, but just don't give up. You gotta keep trying, because if you give up, then you're never going to get better. I was okay with this one. It's not perfect, but it was okay. And I was okay with it. So I went ahead and put that under the lamp to dry. So since I couldn't quite figure out the whole pattern ring situation, I decided to just go ahead and pretend like that circle was the moon. And then now I'm just going to draw some stars. And the way that I'm going to be doing my stars is kind of like I put like a little drop down, and then I go up, and then I go down, and then I go to the right, and then I'm going to the left. A really easy and simple star, just a quick 4-point star, nothing too crazy, nothing too serious, but it's still pretty cute. And with this, you can do them in any size. So the bigger your little dollop thing, the bigger the star, the smaller the dollop thing, the smaller the star. So I'm just going to apply these stars randomly around the nail until I'm satisfied. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with this. So I'm going to go ahead and put it under the lamp. So it came out pretty nice. I kind of like it. It's nice. So now we're going to move on to the next finger. So since I decided to go for a galaxy look, I was like, well, if I'm not comfortable with making planets, why don't I make this a horoscope type situation? And I was like, okay. So now I'm just going to apply another coat of the cat eye polish. And we're going to do the magnet very lightly this time. And then we're going to go ahead and put in the lamp. So since I couldn't quite figure out planets, I decided to go ahead and go with a horoscope themed nail. So I'm going to first start with the constellation, and I'm going to use this dotting tool that I also got from Beetles to draw out the stars as my outline for the constellation. So the constellation or the horoscope that I'm going to be doing is Pisces, because I am a Pisces. I understand that Pisces season is over, but Pisces season is never over for me. So Pisces season forever. So don't judge me. I'm a little late, but like I said, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I actually drew the constellation onto an index card, and that's what I'm referencing when I'm doing this nail art. I use my phone for my recordings, including my voiceovers. So I even use my voiceovers, me and my phone for my voiceovers. And then when I'm doing my camera work or when I'm actually filming, I use a screen mirror that is actually already included as a software onto my computer, and use that to mirror what I'm doing on my phone so that I can clearly see what's happening. So that's what helps me try and get the angles right and try and make sure that everything is in focus. But I'm saying all this because I couldn't look onto a screen or anything while I was doing this because all of my screens were being used for filming. So I drew it on an index card. And I had to Google the Pisces constellation because I didn't know what it was. So now that we are done outlining the constellation, I'm going to go ahead and pop that in the lamp. And I smushed a dot with my lamp. So I had to redo that dot. And just for FYI, any of the nail art that I did, I put it under the lamp for 30 seconds. So now that we have our constellation outlined, we're going to go ahead and take that same Beetles nail art brush and just connect the dots. And now that we are done connecting the dots, we can put that in the nail lamp. And I think it turned out pretty well. So that's basically the gist of the Pisces constellation. Of course, scaled down to fit on a nail. So here it is outside of the lamp. So now I wasn't satisfied with just having the constellation, so I'm going to use this purple color. It's called Amethyst and it's from Lava Ones. I'm just going to take this whole purple color and I'm going to draw some more stars onto this nail, just to give it a little more pizzazz and to also fill some of the empty spaces that are there on the nail. Alright, so this is what I did. I just did 3 stars. And now we're going to move on to the ring finger. I'm not sure exactly what happened in the drying process for when I was drying or curing the black nail polish. So it came out a little weird, but that's okay. Going to pin lamp. And for this nail, I'm just going to take the white polish and the nail art brush and I'm just going to draw the Pisces symbol. So just something super cute because I'm actually going to come back to this nail later and do something else with it. So there's a Pisces symbol. And we're gonna put that in the lamp for about 30 seconds. So now we're going to move on to the pinky nail. So for the pinky nail, I'm just going to keep it very simple. I'm going to put the cat eye polish on top of the black, and then I'm just going to fill that nail with a whole bunch of white stars. So something quick and easy to do, but still keeping it in line with everything else that's going on. Keep it in the same theme, I should say. And gonna go limp. I really like how that one turned out. And I like how when I move it around, like the colors like shift. So I think this is really cool. I think this is my favorite polish so far, or at least my favorite ones to work with so far, because it's just versatile and it's able to move, and the glitter is just so pretty. And I love galaxy things, so anything with galaxy or space, I love. So now we're just going to pop these stars on really quick. And there we go. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and go back to the ring finger. So I know this looks really plain now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use rhinestones. So these rhinestones came from Makartt. They came in like a nail art kit that came with a bunch of other things like dry flowers and glitters and some other things. So I'm just going to use these rhinestones. And then to adhere the rhinestones, I'm going to use the Beetles nail rhinestone gel. And this gel is something that you can cure. So just like regular gel polish, it only dries when you're ready for it to dry, which I think is really cool, and I like that a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and apply a top coat onto the whole entire nail. And excuse me, my top coat is dusty from basically removing gel polish. So my bottle is a little dirty, so I apologize. And then without curing, I'm going to go ahead and apply the rhinestone gel. And this is something that I learned to do or saw someone else do on YouTube, a YouTuber named Long Hair Pretty Nails. I watch her pretty regularly. And she actually does a lot of rhinestones. She does rhinestones with basically every single look that she does. And she always applies the top coat and then the rhinestone gel without curing. And it works really well for her. So I figured I would give it a try. So now that we have applied the gel, I'm going to go ahead and open up these rhinestones. So I brought out these tweezers, and they are also from Makartt. They're a pretty nice pair of tweezers. However, I didn't use them. I used this little wax picker thing to pick up the nails. I mean, not the nails, the rhinestones, and put them onto the nail. I picked up the nail and put it on the nail with the thing. No, I picked up the rhinestones to put onto the nail. Come on, girl. And we're just going to apply a bunch of rhinestones. And as you guys saw, I did it in like a diagonal way, just because I thought that would look better than just doing it straight across. And then I felt like it aligned better considering the fact that I put the Pisces sign kind of at the corner of the nail. So I figured it would be best to do the rhinestones in like a diagonal fill. So now I'm just going to basically put the stones in place a little better because they kind of slid around a bit. And I'm going to cure that. And I cured that for a full 60 seconds since I was putting rhinestones. And so I had to check to make sure the rhinestones were in place and wouldn't move. And I think it looks pretty nice. I think it looks pretty cool. So now I'm just going to go ahead and finish off and put the top coat on the rest of the nails. Alright, we're done. I'm going to put that in the lamp. And this is the final look. I think these came out pretty great. I hope you guys think so too. It just went from something that I wasn't even planning to trying to do something else, and then it turned into this. So I'm wiping the rhinestones with alcohol to make sure that they keep their shine. You're supposed to always wipe your rhinestones with alcohol. That's something that I learned from Instagram. You can learn things off Instagram sometimes. And here's the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time.